Thanks for being here. My name is KJ. I am from Burning Man Project's education team, and we're here to talk about what's buzzing on Burning Man Hive. My lovely co-host here today is Siobhan. Siobhan, would you like to say hello?
Hey everyone, I'm the education team coordinator with Burning Man Project. I work directly with KJ, my fearless leader, and super excited to be here today. Thanks, y'all.
All right. See a few people just jumping in. We're really grateful you are choosing to spend your second session with us. We know this has been a long afternoon for you. And we think that this session might not go the entire 75 minutes. Maybe you'll get a little time back. Thank you for giving your Saturday to the Camp Symposium. But we hope to have a really awesome conversation, tell you about Hive, show you what's going on in there, answer any questions you might have. So why don't we jump in? To start, we actually wanted to run a quick poll of the folks in attendance. And we just want to know what you know about Hive. We would love it if you could just check this out. And we kind of want to know what your familiarity with Hive is. I've heard of Hive, but I've not logged in yet. Cool, thank you. Anyone else? Cool, you've heard of Hive. Good to know. I've never heard of Hive before today. Perfect, thank you. All right, that is perfect. Well, we are going to start with a presentation going deeper on what you can find in Hive than what we had in our plenary, sharing what you've got, kind of what you will find in there and how you move around. We will follow up our presentation with a demo of the space. We'll do a live share of it and kind of drive you through, show you all the features, show you what you can do, and then we'll answer any questions you have, and that will be our day. All right, for the presentation section, I'm going to hand it to Siobhan, who's going to tell us about Burning Man Hive.
Thank you. All righty. Thanks everyone again for being here. I'm just going to share my screen. Cool. And bring this into full screen mode. Awesome. Okay. So just to start, again, my name is Siobhan. I'm here with KJ, and we are part of Burning Man Project's education team. And we're here to give you an update on some of the sweet stuff you can find in Burning Man Hive.
Hey, Siobhan.
Yeah.
We don't see your screen.
Interesting. Okay, let's try that one more time. Okay, can you see it now?
Looks great.
Awesome. All righty. So yes, in this presentation, you will see several links to different features and areas of interest on Hive, and we'll share the presentation with you at the end of this session. All righty. So the goal of the education team is to find ways to bring Burning Man culture into the world, and Hive has been our team's main project for the last 18 months in our effort to do so. So once you're in, how can you utilize Hive to get the most out of it? We recommend starting with This Is How We Hive, a resource library for the site. If you want to find out how to do something as simple as changing your notifications to creating a course, hosting a live event, or starting a group, you can find all that and more here. So when you go to the courses section in the left-hand menu, This Is How We Hive is in the featured section at the top and is also listed as the first course on the page. And in the demo, I'm sure KJ will show you guys where that lives. So as we said in the plenary, there is so much awaiting you in Hive, and we'll unpack more of these things during our demo of the platform. There are areas where you can engage in discussions, join groups, attend events, and jump into learning opportunities on a wide range of topics. And we'll show you how to navigate around Hive to find what you're looking for and what calls to you. So as we all know, it's been almost 3 years since Black Rock City rose from the dust. And those of us who have been in the past have had almost 3 years to forget how to do what we do. And as with every year, there's an event. There are new burners planning their first trip to this unique, beautiful, and deadly environment. So how are we going to get ourselves ready? Lucky you, we have several resources in Hive to help you do just that. Touching Down is an interactive orientation collating the gems from years of in-person orientations hosted by Burning Man Project. The Virgin Burner Guide is a group created by fellow newbie Ray C. in London, who is preparing for his first burn and is keen to share all he's learning. New burners looking for advice and seasoned burners with advice to offer can post and chat in the Ask a Burner discussion topic. The Matchmaker group seeks to connect burners looking for camps and camps looking for burners. The BIPOC burners are invited to join Burners of Color resource group to grow community, connection, and support for BIPOC burners worldwide. And finally, there's also the Multicultural POC Neighborhood, a self-organizing group of burners dedicated to the creation of a vibrant POC neighborhood in Black Rock City, 2022. So as we all know, volunteerism is a huge part of Burning Man culture. So if you're looking for a resource on volunteering, we recommend the course Introduction to Volunteer Leadership. This course has been developed over many years and is utilized by many Black Rock City infrastructure teams. So if you think this would be helpful in your camp's journey, we recommend checking it out. The course focuses on separation and succession, recruiting, matching people to roles, team leadership and motivation, team identity and cohesion, and delegation and mentoring. There is so much to find and dig into in Hive in the area of environmental sustainability. A collective called RAT, Renewables for Artists team, has produced several courses on different topics, and a few of which are linked here. The members of RAT were in the sustainability breakout in the first session. So if you went, let us know in the comments if you enjoyed it. They also have a group you can join to connect with like-minded folks dedicated to alternative energy. And there's a network-wide discussion topic dedicated to environmental sustainability, going deep on many different conversations of interest. The sustainability community has been super active on Hive since the beginning, and they're sharing new ideas all the time. In Hive, you'll find many different courses and groups dedicated to radical inclusion, diversity, and equity, also known as RIDE, as well as a dedicated discussion topic. Courses cover a wide range of topics such as introduction to anti-racism, implicit bias, representation in Burning Man, and more. You can also find information on Burning Man Project's RIDE stress test, an open resource for all members of the Burning Man community who want to center RIDE in their projects and groups. So to support ease of access to these resources, check out the one-pager that's linked on this page. And again, we'll send you guys the link to this entire presentation at the end of this plenary or breakout group. So as we head back to Black Rock City after a long hiatus, brushing up on our skills around communication and connection is key. In addition to our RIDE courses, we have an extensive course on conflict resolution and de-escalation that's been produced by the Black Rock Rangers. It is awesome. I recommend it to everyone who's leading a camp. This course is one of 6 courses that our team considers the core courses, making up a vital learning curriculum for all burners. And this slide has links to all 6 of those courses. So now that you've seen some of what Hive has to offer in the realm of learning and connection, what will you make? You can create your own courses, groups, you can host live events, and post about a number of different topics in Hive. So rather than holding training materials in Google Drive and your meeting information in Facebook and a chat with everyone in WhatsApp, etc., with Hive, you have the potential to host many aspects of your camp planning in one place. Additionally, you and your crew will have access to all the other good stuff in Hive. And finally, how can you join Hive? Head over to hive.burningman.org. And if you've never logged in before, you'll use your burner profile to log in for the first time. And so before we jump into the demo, I'd like to say that the education team is trying our best to create the best hive possible so that all of you can bring the honey. Thanks for listening. And if you have any questions, you can reach our team at hivesupport@burningman.org. Thank you. Back to you, KJ.
Thank you, Siobhan. All right. Cool. Thank you everyone here who's jumping in and joining us. We're really excited that you're here. If you have any questions for Siobhan and I, please feel free to drop them into the chat and we will follow up after this demo that I'm about to give you and just answer any questions you have. Let me get my situation all dialed in here. Okay, so now let me take you on a journey into Burning Man Hive. Let me show you what we got in here. All right, welcome to Hive. When you log into Hive, you're going to land on your home page. This is where you're going to see the most recent updates and posts that have been made in the network. This is considered like your information superhighway in the network. You will see two drop-down menus right here, and these will allow you to alter or choose what exactly is featured in your feed. So right now I'm seeing my personal feed, but I could drop this down and choose to see everything. That'll show me a wide range of stuff that is happening throughout the network. I post a lot because I'm one of the hosts. So under my personal feed, it's just going to show me my stuff, what I've been posting, or if people are commenting on what I'm posting, that's my personal feed. Whereas this is going to give me a wider view. Someone just joined from India. They've been in the US since they were 16. Fabulous. Siobhan is updating us. Oh, no meditation on Monday. Bummer to hear that, but good to know. So you can also go back up here. If you just want to see anything that's happening near you, you can choose to do that by location. You can see what's happening in my local area. Really up to you. I'm going to go back to everything. You can also choose how you sort your news feed. It defaults to the most recent activity, but if you want to, see what's popular, like what's everyone really talking about, you can sort to that. And cool, people want to know what's your number one Black Rock City self-care tip. That is very exciting. Another way to customize what you see in your feed is by choosing to follow certain discussion topics or certain groups, areas of interest that you have, and then that stuff is going to be highlighted more regularly in your feed. So if you're really into sustainability and you want to follow the group that's talking about solar panels or the group that's talking about composting, when activity happens in those areas, that will also populate into your feed. Another thing to be aware of is that we have a featured section. I'm going to clear my sort here. The featured section is rotates through and highlights different areas of new content, new stuff that's come out. You can scroll through it and see what's happening in here. We have a weekly newsletter called What's Buzzing. That's been featured from just yesterday. We've got the Camp Symposium happening right now. This featured section always begins every day at the top of your newsfeed, and then it slides down as stuff happens. And then at the next day, it'll reset to the top. Okay, moving along, I'm going to dive into this left-hand menu over here a little bit. This is your control panel, like where you go to guide your actions and navigate to different parts of the network. I will say this though, your best friend really is this search Burning Man Hive bar up here at the top in the blue bar. Siobhan and I are the hosts of the network. We're in here every day. We're intimately familiar with just about everything that's going on. And sometimes you just can't remember, where was that one thing? Where was that discussion? Was it a discussion or was it a group? Was it a group or was it a course? And if you go up here and you can type KJ, and then it will just show you, I'm KJ, here's stuff that I've done or that I've talked about. So cannot recommend the search bar up here enough, but let's go into this left-hand menu a bit. This discovery section is a place you can come where you can see pinned messages about Hive, information, like welcoming information, how to navigate. You can see our community agreements. So in the discovery section, we definitely recommend starting here. There's a how-to video. There's information on how to manage your notifications. We'll talk more about that in just a minute. Definitely recommend reading our community agreements when you're new in Hive, understanding what it is that we're trying to do in Hive, why we see ourselves as different from Facebook or other traditional social media. So come to the discovery section here at the top of the menu to discover more about Hive. The featured section shows up in Discovery. This also shows up in your newsfeed. Again, Siobhan and I keep this rotated with cool stuff that's happening, cool stuff that's been updated. We try to rotate this stuff weekly. This is also an area of shortcuts if you want to jump to different topics of conversation. If you want to see members near you, you can choose to enable your location. I'm in Reno, so any other network members who have identified as being in Reno, this is showing me who might be in my area if you want to connect to burners close to you. Then there are upcoming events. As you can see, we're in the Camp Symposium right now. We've got other stuff happening into the week. You can choose to host your own events in Hive, and we'll definitely talk more about that in a second. And then here's a link to our top courses. We're going to dig into all of these things. As you'll see, these things that show up in Discovery also show up over here in the left-hand menu. And you can navigate either way. If you wanted to go to courses, you can click here. That'll take you to courses. And see, now I'm in the menu. And when you want to go home, if you ever get lost and you're like, where am I again? I want to go back to my news feed. I want to go back to the beginning. You come up to the left-hand corner and you click on the Hive logo and it will take you back home. Swear to God, there we go. Okay, so in the members section, you can go and look for specific members, specific friends, if you want to see if your friends have joined. Here's some of our folks who do a lot of posting. Siobhan and I have made the top 5. That is very exciting. These are other folks, course creators, content creators, folks who are doing good work in Hive. In the About section, you can read more about what we're trying to do in Hive, like what this network is all about. This is also one of many places you will find our contact email. You can send this, you can contact our team if you have questions or looking for support. One thing that's not going to be available to you is the invite button. Right now, that's only for hosts. That's Siobhan and I and a few other folks. But you can always just share the URL, hive.burningman.org, if you would like to invite your community in. Okay, next I'm going to move into these areas of interest here. I'm going to start with topics. Topics, if you're familiar with Facebook, topics are kind of like pages. These are areas for content sharing. You can choose to follow any of these topics. I think I'm following most of them. Oh, I'm not following the Black Rock City topic. I should do that. That's how you do it. You can click on a topic and you can follow it. These topics are selected by our team as areas of interest that we would like the network to focus on, but we welcome input. If you think that there's a topic of discussion that you would like to have that doesn't exist, you can hit us up at hivesupport@burningman.org. But these are some of the topics that we've created, areas for storytelling, areas for talking about stuff of interest, including we've just added the well-being topic, and also Ask a Burner is one of our newest topics, a place where folks can share advice and ask questions, especially as we're getting ready to go back to Black Rock City. And clicking into one of these, let's go into Ask a Burner. Is anyone seeking another to help out at the camp? Natalie's looking for, looks like someone to connect and find a camp that'll be a good fit. And it looks like they've advised her to go to this group called the Matchmaker Group. We can talk about that in a second. So here's a place where you can go to look for advice, or if you're an experienced burner and you want to dispense some advice, how does someone book a flight? I've looked everywhere. And oh, they have to go to a wedding. And now someone's come in and it's like, here's some information about how to book a flight. So that's a little bit of what topics looks like. I'm going to move on now to events. Events lists all of the events that we are hosting actually through Hive, or we are spreading the word in collaboration with other teams. So we're not hosting the Camp Symposium today, but we wanted to make sure that the word got out to our Hive members that it was happening. So we cross-posted from the Kindling page and from the information sent out by the Camp Symposium team. And as you can see, it's live, it's happening right now. Level posted it for us. So here you can come to see what's happening. Some of these events repeat weekly. Some of them are special one-off events. You can host your own events here, and you can host them for the whole network, or you can, if you are a member of a specific group, you can have an event just for your group, and it would only be visible to members of that group. And I'm going to be talking about groups next. You can click through the calendar on this side and see if there's anything happening specifically on a specific day. And or you can look for a day if you want, like, I want a day that's wide open. You can find a day that doesn't have anything on it and jump in on that. Okay, moving on to groups. Groups are a place for folks to gather around shared interests. Some of these groups are operational in nature, and they're intended for specific teams, like Black Rock City teams. For example, the box office has a group, and it's not open to the whole network because it's for members, established members of the box office team. Other groups, though, are focused on a wide area of interest, and they're open for anyone to join on Hive. For example, here, Expressive Arts Therapy is a new group that is reaching out to folks who want to connect around the work of doing expressive arts therapy to overcome trauma, to process emotion. It's affiliated with a course, this specific group. Emergence Northwest Summit, that sounds like a regional group to me, and it's private, which means you have to ask to join as opposed to something that's open. Here's an open group about Fly Ranch. You can join it if you want to find out what's going on with Fly Ranch. Lots of groups to join in here. This one, the Ripple Project, is a project that's happening out at Fly Ranch if you want to learn more about the biodiversity project that they're building. Here's Renewables for Artists team. Siobhan had mentioned that group in her presentation. Several members of RAT were part of an earlier breakout session talking about sustainability in Black Rock City. Here's the Matchmaker group that I mentioned earlier. This is a group for campers looking for camps and camps looking for campers. Did I get that right? Backwards. It's a place to meet your matches around camping and camps. The Virgin Burner Guide we mentioned. Here's a group for virgin burners or new burners who want to know the things, want to know the stuff about going to Burning Man for the first time. There are many groups of interest that you can look to join, and you can also create your own group if you have something you want to bring together about. I'm going to move on to courses. Courses, if I may say so, I feel like this is like the juiciest carrot that we have in Hive. There is an opportunity in Hive that doesn't exist anywhere else in any other spaces that the Burning Man community is operating online, traditional social media, using Google or Slack or WhatsApp to be connected. The courses section is a feature that allows us to teach each other and to learn from each other. Burning Man Project, our team is definitely collaborating with other people who want to educate. We are producing our own learning content that has been decided that we want to share. For example, the Introduction to Anti-Racism course, we put that out over a year ago because we wanted to have that content. However, it is possible for our community to say, hey, KJ, hey, Siobhan, we want to teach a course about blank, and we are really excited to facilitate those opportunities for the community who feel like they have something to teach, they have something they want to share. The RAT, the Renewables for Artists team, is a great example of this. They're all members of the community, they're members of the camp community, they're part of the Green Theme Camp community, and they really want to spread the word and knowledge about solar, about powering art, about powering theme camps with solar. And so we have worked with them. Woo, look at all those petrol courses. We knew those were coming. I'm going to scroll down this list to the RAT section where we have a ton of courses on solar that are open for anyone to take. Some courses are meant for specific groups of folks. I scrolled past a bunch of petrol courses. Those are for our petrol team who handle fuel and flammable material in Black Rock City. Those are training courses for that group of people. So some courses open to the whole community, other courses meant for a specific predetermined group. All right. There are other great courses in here. Burning Man Then and Now is an awesome, still in progress history of Burning Man, our culture, and our community going back to the 80s on Baker Beach in San Francisco. Here's the Introduction to Volunteer Leadership course that Siobhan mentioned, if you are interested in learning more about building and supporting awesome volunteer teams. Here's a lot of our RIDE courses. They all say RIDE at the beginning of them. And these are produced by members of the Burning Man community. This one, Impact versus Intent 101, was created by one of our regional contacts. And these three were created by a member of our RIDE stewardship group. And they're pretty powerful, looking at some pretty straight up information and data about what radical inclusion, what diversity and equity look like in the burner community, and ideas for what we can do to go further. I highly recommend them. They're really fun. Each of them take just about an hour, and some of them maybe a little longer, maybe a couple hours, but they're really, really juicy and informative. All right. I'm going to step off of courses now. Happy to answer more questions later. I'm going to take myself back to the homepage and just show you a little bit more here. So if you want to say something, if you want to post to the network, you will see this pink plus button. You won't see this pink manage button. That's one of my special host buttons that gives me power to manage the network. But if you hit this plus button, you can create a post, an article, an event. And once you do that, you can choose, how do I want to tag this? Do I want to tag this to one of these existing tags? Like, I want to create an event, and you know what? This is going to be an event about art. I want to talk about art, and from there you can go on. Yes, I'm going to cancel. Other features that you can navigate to from any time. I'm going to step up here into this upper right-hand corner a little bit. You can chat with fellow members by clicking on these little chat bubbles. They will take you into the ability to, I have some existing chats just to give you a little peek, but if you want to start a new one, I can say, I would like to chat with Muppet. And hey, there's Muppet. I could send her a chat, which would be so meta because we're already here in this Slack, in this Zoom together. Or I can look for, who do I want to look for? I want to look for Mimi. Is Mimi in here? No, Mimi. Maybe she's in here in a different name. You can do some searches like that. Okay, this bell is your notifications. It will tell you new stuff that's happening. If anyone's commented on your post or in your groups, I get a lot of them because I do a lot of stuff in here, but it's always exciting to see, especially after a big weekend, like having a camp symposium, what new notifications come in. And finally, up here is going to be your profile picture, and you will click on this to customize your account and to customize your notifications. So you can view your profile and you can edit it if you want to say new things. That's all. It'll show you all the things that you're members of. If you want to talk more about yourself, you can also, let's see, go to your settings. This is a really important part. If you want to customize your notifications, you want to choose if you want to get email updates as things happen or a daily digest once a day. If you want to get push notifications to your mobile and have it update you when new stuff is happening all the time. If you want to get notifications on your stuff or not, when you get @mentions, all of that can be customized to really refine the experience you're looking for as far as like getting the information about what's happening in Hive. The last thing I just say in this demo is you can link a Zoom profile if you have one, and you can host online events as well as in-person events. And you would do that by going into your, you would go into an event. and you would add a new event. And then once you choose it as a Zoom event, I already have one linked, but it would give you an option here to link a Zoom account so that then you can host online events through Hive. All right, I'm going to cease my share. I think that is all I've got for my demo. And now I would love to know if there are any questions. Let's see, Tranquility, did we have any questions come up?
No questions, but you mentioned there's a lot of courses in Hive, and wondering how long does it usually take to take a course in Hive?
That is a great question. We are trying to implement a practice where every course has a tagline. Let me get back to a place where I can maybe show you this information again. Every course has a tagline, and we're trying to have a basic practice whereby we say in the description, in the tagline, how long we think it's going to take you to take this course. 1 hour, 45 minutes, 60 to 90 minutes. They all vary. And some of them don't say that yet. Hopefully we can get more consistent with sharing all those things. I haven't seen a course that lasts more than a couple of hours yet, but that will honestly just vary depending on the content that course creators are putting together. And we are also trying to work with course creators to give that heads up to folks so they can plan their days, plan their lives. Thanks for that question. No questions. Thank you, Mimi. Glad it was helpful. Anyone else? The screaming toddler in the background is mine. My apologies. Well, again, Siobhan and I, we have a couple other members of our team. We can be reached at hivesupport@burningman.org. You can find that liberally sprinkled all over Hive. It looks like, is it here in the chat somewhere? I see the link to Hive. And we have a link to the deck. Please do check out the slide deck. There's a ton of links in there. Screaming child. To join your Hive profile for burners, you do need to have a burner profile first. Just gonna mute for 1 second.
If I can jump in right quick, as far as like the burner profile situation, one of the things that was mentioned to us by one of our volunteers was that most people don't sign into their burner profile unless they're ready to like buy a ticket. And so it can be really easy to kind of like forget your password or whatever. But I would say once you're able to sign in and get into Hive, go ahead and bookmark the page. Potentially, save your sign-in information so that it's easy to get back into Hive, right? So you don't have to keep trying to sign in every time.
Great tips. Thanks, Siobhan.
Sure. Any other questions? I think we're good. Are we good?
All right. I think we're good. Thank you, Tranquility. There is a feedback form for this Camp Symposium. We'd love to ask you to take time to fill that out. Thank you all for all of this time on your Saturday. Enjoy your afternoon or evening, wherever, whatever time zone you are manifesting up out of. And thanks for your time today. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Cool. Hope to see you soon in Hive.